In April of 1912, the Titanic completed her sea trials and headed to Southampton to take on passengers. From there, it was to Cherbourg, France, and Queenstown, Ireland, before departing on April 11th for New York City. Welcome to another episode of Jay's Lego Adventures. I'm Jay. In today's episode, we'll finish building the stern section of set 10294, the RMS Titanic, with bags 45 and 46. As the stern section nears completion, let me say, I think it looks good. I just can't wait to see what it looks like with the lights. But before we continue building, let me tell you about some events that led up to the night of April 14th, 1912. Titanic's sea trials began on April 2nd, 1912, 2 days after fitting out and 8 days before the maiden voyage. Delayed by weather, the trials included 119 crew members and company representatives, though key figures like Bruce Esmé were absent due to illness. Tests occurred in Belfast Lock in the Irish Sea, assessing speed, maneuverability, and emergency stopping. Titanic reached nearly 21 knots and traveled 80 nautical miles in 12 hours. Surveyor Francis Carruthers declared the ship seaworthy. That evening, Titanic sailed 570 nautical miles to Southampton, arriving just before midnight on April 4th to prepare for passenger boarding. Before Titanic's launch, British ocean liners, including those of the White Star Line and the Cunard Line, primarily sailed from Liverpool. However, in 1907, the White Star Line introduced a new service from Southampton known as the Express Service. Southampton offers strategic advantages, including closer proximity to London and the ability to stop at Cherbourg, France, allowing ships to pick up continental passengers. Though Liverpool remained the official port of registry out of tradition, Southampton soon became the main departure point for many ocean liners, especially after World War I. Titanic's maiden voyage followed the new Southampton to Cherbourg to Queenstown to New York route. Part of White Star's plan to operate weekly sailings using its Olympic-class ships. Initially, older ships like the Titanic, Majestic, Adriatic, and Oceanic served the route, but they were gradually retired or assigned as newer ships came into service. Special rail services from London and Paris facilitated passenger access to Southampton and Cherbourg. The White Star dock at Southampton was specifically constructed to accommodate the Olympic-class liners and opened in 1911. Titanic's first voyage began on Wednesday, April 10, 1912. Passengers arrived at Southampton by boat train from London with third-class boarding first, followed by second and first-class passengers. Health inspections were conducted on the third-class passengers to ensure U.S. immigration standards were met. A total of 920 passengers boarded at Southampton. Soon after departure, Titanic narrowly avoided a collision with the SS City of New York when the ship's displacement caused the New York to break free from its mooring. Quick intervention of the tugboat and Titanic's own maneuvers prevented the disaster. The ship proceeded to Cherbourg, France, arriving 4 hours later. Because Cherbourg lacked the adequate docking facilities, passengers were transferred using two specially designed tenders, the SS Traffic and the SS Nomadic. Titanic took aboard 274 passengers and departed for Queenstown, Ireland at 8 p.m. On April 11th, Titanic reached Queenstown, where 123 more passengers embarked. Like Cherbourg, tenders were used due to inadequate docks. Among the departing passengers was Francis Brown, who took some of the final known photos of the Titanic. Another man, a stoker named John Coffey, secretly disembarked by hiding in mailbags. At 1:30 p.m., Titanic departed Queenstown, beginning her ill-fated transatlantic voyage. So, let's get to building. All right, this is bag 45, penultimate bag. Gonna be locking these pieces together, building more of the deck. Okay, now we take an Astrolite warm white 30 centimeter. 1x1 round with hole on top. Modified with clip. And an Astrolite cap. All right, next we're going to take a 15 centimeter belt. All right, now an Astrolite light warm 15 centimeter. There's no 14 centimeter, just like
there is no Cherbourg in Illinois.
All right, that was bag 45. 45. Did this here. Some lifeboats. Added a light here. Mast with a light. Slow bridge. And this is going to be, it's going to go string from the front to the back. That's the radio antenna wire. Lifeboats, davits. All right, we got one more to go. So, bag 46 coming up. All right, bag 46. Final bag starts with a stand for the Titanic.
Tonight.
Oh yeah, freezing. It's peaceful though, isn't it?
Lovely.
It's a good coat you've got on there.
It's my husband's.
He's on about freezing then, is it?
Well, he's down below. He's not feeling it like me.
Yeah.
Couldn't sleep.
You couldn't though?
No.
Have you been sleeping much, huh?
Do you know what? I actually am truffle sick. Funny enough, yeah. hold your breath.
God, it's racing, isn't it? Remember, we used to do that as kids as if you were smoking.
I love that weird.
Look at you now, a cigarette hanging off your lip.
Like foggy, isn't it?
Aye.
I can't see that there. What's that?
Is that another boat? Yes, it is, look.
There's no lights on it. Fairly close, like, aren't we?
Aye, what is it?
She's not making any movements.
Here, look.
It's definitely not. No one seems to be reacting anyway.
Must be alright. It tells us.
Maybe it's a wee shipwreck or something.
All right, that was Bag 46 finished up the stern section. About 2 4-cylinder reciprocating engines. Okay. Turn and the pistons go up and down. Those fit in the back like that. And when you turn it, turns the propeller. Same on the other side. Then we also built this. Now this is going to go down through all those pieces, and it'll midship section will have complementing pieces that'll go there. This slides down and keeps them all together. Then we built a plaque that says Titanic using the Lego typewriter keys. Finally attached our smokestack. Completed this area, completed all this area. I think it turned out really good here. This part of it is going to be the antenna wire. Got to wait till we get the rest of it hooked up. Now let's test the lights. This one isn't. Okay, that's what it's looking like with lights. I think it's looking pretty good. Lights definitely were a lot easier than 1.0. All right. Next up is going to be the midship section. And the midship section will start with bag 13, I believe, and it'll go 13 through 38. So I'm going to take a short break and then get to getting on the midship section so we can put this all together. Thanks for joining me for part 6 of the stern section of this build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like this episode, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to be notified of new videos. I have a Facebook and an Instagram. Links are in the video description, so follow me. Join me next time when we'll begin building the midship section of the RMS Titanic. If you'd like to see the stern section built from the beginning, start with this video.